Hi everyone, hi Emma.
Hi Emmanuel.
Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to kick off the very first episode of
The Core Cut,
our monthly roundup of all fabrics, sewing, and sustainable textiles. Each month we'll share what's new and exciting in our little world. So that means fabrics that we love, inspiring makes from our community, and updates from the sustainable textile industry, like innovative new fibers, new developments, and all things fabric.
Plus, we'll give you a sneak peek what's coming soon to core fabrics, like custom collections, free patterns, and so much more. To kick it off, we'll start with fabrics that we're loving. And it's very cold right now in Montreal. And all I can think about is nice, warm, and fuzzy things. So the first fabric I want to talk about is our, what do we call this? Polar Fleece Sherpa?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to kick it off with our Polar Fleece Sherpa Deadstock. And this one is in forest. It also comes in pearl. And it's just very warm and cozy. Perfect for fleeces, even a hoodie. Just nice, cozy makes for the very cold months right now.
Yeah, and it's interesting also to mention that it's coming from a local indie designer called Rose Boreal.
Yeah.
They're specialized in activewear, and we actually put pictures on the website of the garments, the original garments that were made from Rose Boreal out of this Sherpa. So if you need inspo, check out our website. We have pictures of how they combine this Sherpa with, what is it? There's like different.
There's
fabrics.
like a wicking kind of fabric that they combine it with. There was a yellow and there's like a mint color. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of, you know me and my love of neon. I think I'm gonna go look for a neon one and see if I can make something like a little polar fleece jacket with like maybe some neon orange.
The second fabric we're loving this month is another Deadstock from, this time, Jen Glasgow, indie designer Jen Glasgow from Montreal. And this is a slight stretch corduroy, very soft and not too heavy. Has a medium drape. It has a nice velvety, and it reflects the light very nicely. So this would be great for trousers, for skirts, for lighter overalls, and jackets as well.
Yeah, jackets.
Yeah. So this is a very nice one from Jen Glasgow.
Next up, we have our organic cotton Tencel jersey. I'm looking at you because I'm like, is that the title?
That's perfect.
And this is in the lavender color.
Yes.
And my other favorite color is a lavender. And this one would be great for t-shirts, t-shirt dresses.
We used that fabric for our free pattern, the brise dress, because it has a nice drape to it.
As you can see.
As you can see.
Having a grand old time draping it around.
And the fourth fabric we're loving this month is a print, a very special print. We call it our celestial Zodiac print. It's on a Ecovero Viscose. It's very fluid, very soft, and look at that nice print. It has like twinkling stars. It has, of course, like different zodiac illustrations. It's really fun. You can make like any sort of flowy garments, dresses, blouses, even relaxed pants, jumpsuits.
The jumpsuits, which brings us into our next little segment, which is makes from the community that we've been enjoying.
Carolyn made the Rebelle jumpsuit by daughter Judy Patterns in this fabric, and it looks absolutely stunning. The styling obviously is perfect. It's exactly the kind of like make that we were thinking when we switched that print and decided the substrate, that Ecovero, that fluid viscose challis. So if you want to have a look, check out her feed.
She's also the inspo person for the Carolyn pajamas.
Yes, that's right. Okay, well, definitely check out.
Like many sewists, we're totally obsessed with Mimi G. And she recently made a skirt and top combo out of a bamboo fleece. And we were totally amazed. We couldn't believe the drape on the fleece and the movement in that skirt. It looked really cozy.
Next on our makes that we want to talk about today is from Anita. We've been working with Anita for almost a year now, I think.
Yeah.
And every time we see her makes, we're like blown away. And her latest project is a gorgeous coat made from our Eco Cotton Blend Twill from our Spin It Again collection. Anita made like the most stunning, impeccable pattern matched coat out of it. So be sure to check out her blog posts for lots of close-up details and lots of information on the construction. Yeah, it's a beautiful make.
Yes, I agree. I literally stopped what I was doing when I saw the first Instagram post. I'm like, oh my God, Anita's showing her coat. This is a newer make that we recently saw on Instagram, and it's by Shreya on Instagram. And she made this out of the most stunning color. I mean, I'm being biased because it's our color. The stunning emerald midweight linen, and she made the Riviera dress.
Yeah, and it's is it a color we just restocked because we restocked the linen this week?
No, you're jumping ahead a little. It's the next restock.
We still have a few yards though of that emerald color. Yeah. Great. So that's our little roundup of what has inspired us this month in the community. And now let's talk about our sewing pattern of the month.
Sewing pattern this month that inspired actually both of us independently. We actually came into the office and we were like, did you see this pattern from Tauko magazine? It's so stunning. I need it like right now.
We actually looked on the website to try to buy it as a PDF, but it wasn't even
available yet. Yeah. I think the magazine just came out this week. So if you are searching for this pattern, it is now available either in PDF or in the issue.
So what is the pattern?
Oh yes, I'm being elusive. It is the Callisto dress by Minna.
Yeah, and what's really beautiful about this pattern is the sleeve and how like structural it is, and it works perfectly for denim, like for sturdy fabrics. It has a really interesting shape and detail in the construction. And actually, I didn't know anything about Minna and her inspiring work on fabric and pattern manipulations. She uses pleats and tucks and layers, and it's really mesmerizing.
Yes. Just go check it out.
Yeah.
So next up, textile news.
Yeah, it's something that personally I'm very excited to be able to talk about, more general like sustainable textile news, because there's a lot of things that's happening in the industry, not necessarily things that will impact our sewing community quite yet, but in terms of like innovative fibers, it's inspiring to see what's coming. So the first interesting thing that I've read about this week is that there's a new research hub called the Fibre Hub, I hope I pronounce it right, that has launched in the UK to tackle the environmental impact of microfiber shedding from our textiles. The hub will test all sorts of fabrics to understand how and when fibers shed throughout their lifespan, from manufacturing to our daily wear. Which brings us to something that we can discuss today together, is like, what can we do about minimizing the shedding of our textiles?
Yes. So we can wash our clothes less.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a notorious, I wait a couple wears, especially for denim. I wait a couple wears before washing them. I air them out, of course, because, you know, and then you spot clean them if needed. Even wool doesn't need to be washed as often. You can wash it a couple times per season. Again, airing it out in between wears. Trying not to put poly in the dryer. Exactly,
especially because synthetics dry quickly, so they can dry by air, and that minimize all the shedding happening at the drying stage.
And we also stock the Guppy Friend, which is a wash bag to help collect some of the microfiber shedding.
Yes, so you collect them and then you dispose them in a more eco-friendly way than if it was to like go through a machine and then in the environment. Amma, do you like Ganni?
I like it for sewing inspiration just because I love their clothing and I love what they stand for, but I can't afford Ganni prices.
Me neither. And we often turn to Ganni for sewing inspo. But today we're not going to talk about designs. We're just going to talk about fabrics because Ganni is making a big move in textile recycling. They've just signed a 4-year deal to use Cycora. Or Cycora, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a high-quality recycled polyester from a startup called Amber Cycle. And there are two things that make this news really exciting. First, it's the innovation. Recycling polyester properly is tough since most fabrics are blends and traditional recycling often degrades the quality. So that's why when you see recycled polyester, including the ones that you'll find in our shop, comes from plastic bottles. But Cycora is made from post-consumer textile waste using a chemical process that keeps the quality intact. So that's pretty good news.
Yes.
And second, Ganni agreed to buy Cycora before it was even produced. So that's a kind of commitment that's really crucial for startups that specialize in material to be able to scale up. And maybe one day it will bring up those next-gen textile into their sewing community. And so thank you, Ganni.
Thank you, Ganni.
And that's it for textile industry news. We're going to go back to our studio and what we've been working on.
It's very much in early stages, but we are currently working on our next free pattern. And I guess we can give a little bit of a hint, and it's just to say it's not a bag.
But it's an accessory.
Yes.
So if you have any ideas of what it could be,
leave it in the comments below.
And that's it for the first episode of the
Core Cut.
We hope that you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you next month. If you have any suggestions on the things that you find interesting, whether it's like textile industry news, inspiring makes, or simply if you want us to talk about different type of fabrics, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
And until then, happy sewing!
Happy sewing!